Mr. Beast $1 million puzzle day 20. But I'm also calling this stream day 18 and day 19 as well. And you might be thinking, wow, a triple combo stream? That must mean Mr. Beast gave us a huge hint or something, right? Nope. Au contraire. We actually got no hints at all. I felt like on Thursday, maybe I was being a little bit dramatic, complaining about the lack of hints, and now I don't feel like that because it just feels like he's taunting us. If you've looked at the website and been following the past couple days of hints, I sat down on Friday feeling good, and I read hint number 19, and it just killed my Friday vibe. I was already a day behind on these streams, and I just want the day number to match the hint number, so I'm calling this a triple stream. Mr. Beast decided he can do whatever he wants with these hints, so I decided I can do whatever I want with my streams and my day numbers. Plan on keeping the momentum going with daily streams, but I just want to be honest with you guys. Enough of that, though. Let's take a look, starting with hint number 19. This was on the 27th. He said, fascinating developments we can't tell you about. We can see all the submissions of puzzle cards and final answers. There have been a lot of them in the last 48 hours. Some of them are fascinating. Here's all we can say about it. We see lots of itineraries being followed. We don't want to interfere with you getting to your destination, so no hints today. Oh man, I was so sad when I read this because we know they've been drawing this puzzle out, but they've at least been pretending to throw us hints and stuff like that. This was Friday this came out, right? The 27th. They didn't even pretend to Friday the 27th, yeah. They didn't even pretend to give us a hint. They're just like, nah, no hints today. I don't know. This just any motivation I had to sit down and puzzle solve this day, it just went out the window because it's all right, it's very clear that we can't really do much with what we have now, and now we're just not even getting new hints. So it's what's even the point of this? Up top, I mean, he says the word fascinating a couple times. Could that be a clue of some sort? I don't know, maybe, but probably nothing. Seems like this is just literally a nothingness hint in general. I mean, up top they're talking about developments we can't tell you about, so it's I don't know what could be developing, if they're just saying people's theories are developing or what, but they're calling them fascinating. And then people following itineraries, which is, we think, solving the puzzles on the trips Beast Travel website, Trips by Romy. Following these as itineraries for excursions. Says we don't want to interfere with that, so no hints today. So yeah, this one was a bit of a buzzkill. But we'll go to the 28th, and maybe they gave us something better the 28th. It said, oh, so close. We've gotten thousands of final answer submissions in the last 48 hours, but no winners yet. So already up top, usually we're getting a paragraph or two up here. It's 2 sentences. And then it's hint 20. If you're not getting the result you want, take a different view of things. It's whenever you meet someone for the first time, someone you think is going to be important, you want to remember the entire moment and lock in its details. Those are the memories we treasure. So, I don't know. Again, this felt just another nothingness hint. This was on Saturday, the 28th, we got this hint. And yeah, it's just in terms of literally the number of words, word count wise, it's the smallest hint we've ever gotten. But yeah, it's just I didn't get much from this. People have been solving this Trips by Romy puzzle, and it worked out to the following sentence. Hold on, I have a note written down. So people solved it to mean numbers for this half would smell as sweet as 1. So they solved that. Basically, they gave us these first 2. The clues hinted that it went cars, then horses, then planes. So 15 cars for the 15 car puzzles, then 9 horses, then 16 planes going down. So that middle part of the puzzle, there were 40 of these. There were 40 puzzles from those 3 tabs. So people figured out that was the order. They slowly gave us more and more of these. If you look at, say, black car, the black car solves to this puzzle, which is nebulophobia. So people took the first letter N, and if you go down with these answers, this next one is a U, and it goes down and it solves to numbers for this half would smell as sweet as one. So that's how people know the order of the blanks and playing around just with like anagram solvers and stuff like that. In terms of theories of what this means, I think people are talking, we're talking like rose, like smell as sweet as a rose, and then rose, Titanic, Titanic hoop. I don't necessarily know if that adds anything new, but it seems like that's kind of the idea of what this solves to. This to me means like maybe the first half of the final answer is numbers. Maybe the whole thing is numbers. So it's something where like Titanic hoop leads us to the first half of the numbers, and then something else leads us to the second half of the numbers, and then like those 50 numbers or 20 numbers or however many numbers give us the final answer. I don't know. This is what it solves to though anyway, if you haven't gotten that yet. A lot of people maybe already had that. I don't even have the full explanation that I've seen someone spell out. I know someone posted this earlier, which is like can give you an idea of the start of it. So the black car was beady, which gives you this caption. They take the N. They even retracted continent. Fixed means it's like one they gave us, and you can see it's all the cars and all the horses. This is the start of it. Numbers for this half would, and then they just had the S. But if you were to go down, and you were to do the planes, you would find the would smell it or mel as sweet as one. So not much in this scavenger hunt Discord about this. I do know if you look up this half in the Loan Sharks, people were cooking on this like Saturday or even sooner than that as well. Numbers for this half would smell as sweet as one. Oh, people were running with some like weasels. They were putting this into ChatGPT and putting it into anagram solvers and getting like weasels and would seem last on weasels. People are definitely, I think, trolling with that. Yeah, this was a good theory here. Someone did a clown emoji to that. That's crazy from Misfortune. This person said numbers for this half would smell as sweet as one. Rose and Jack from Titanic, Titanic hoop, or Enchanted Rose from Beauty and the Beast. I guess just Mr. Beast, Beauty and the Beast. Belle is a character in that movie. Miss May Belle, Mr. Beast. Oh, whoa, okay. Starting to sell me on that. Belle and Beast are connected because Rose. This person deserves positive emotes. I don't know why they got a clown, but I feel like that's a really good theory. I don't think it has anything to do with weasels. Smell as sweet as one. How does it translate to numbers? I don't think anyone figured that out. I think we're just sitting and waiting for more clues. What is this? Take the words on the screen during I counted to 100,000 and map them to, I don't know what this means. Selena Turda Romania? Turda Salt Mine? I don't know if real or not, but here you go. I mean, that seems crazy if that's something we actually like needed to do. It's in the community document. It's a real thing. All right, so that was an actual solution. Yeah, these community documents haven't been getting updated as much. I think a lot of this, maybe it's not 100% confirmed. I would think that this puzzle seems like it's, I mean, the ones they gave us, he's confirming. I guess the rest are still speculative, but to me, that definitely seems like the solution. I was playing around with an anagram solver myself and trying to come up with stuff, and then finally realized that the smell as sweet as one makes the most sense. So yeah, these documents, I don't want to call them dead. Even the Discords have been dead. Like normally these would have like calls with people in them. The only one that has a call going is a scavenger hunt one, which is like people in here are funny, but they are not trying to solve the puzzle. At least not a lot of them. Like there's just a lot of like memes and stuff in that one. So the fact that like these don't have calls in them, I mean, I'm sure there's private calls going on, but things are quiet right now. Like the well has gone dry on clues. So this person's saying they got to market us until at least April 2nd. Yeah, I don't think it would be at least until April 2nd. I think it'd be like worst case a few days before. Like that's the deadline of the contest. So they would want it to be solved like before the end of that. I would think if this thing like didn't get solved, like that would be a huge issue. They would never let that happen. I honestly feel like with this clue on Friday, like it makes me feel like we are getting close. The fact that they're like not even willing to throw out any more hints at this point. And I know that could be cope, but I feel like we're so close that they're like trying to give us less. And I also feel like it's like a what is it? Friday news dump. Like, I guess this is like talking political, but like people would say like on Friday, like if you didn't want to make a big news story, like you'd come out with it on Friday and like nobody would talk about it because like they're busy with like weekend and other stuff. Like I think of like in sports, like if you're like cutting like the favorite player on a team, you do it on a Friday, so like it gets talked about in the news, but not as much as if it was like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like middle of the week. So I feel like with that being said, they would want this contest to end middle of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe like Monday night and a Tuesday. So you get like that middle of the week like news buzz about it, like after it gets solved. And it feels like maybe they are just like one hint away from giving us a chance to solve it, and they're just like holding that until the weekend's up. And like I said, maybe that's cope, but either way, I don't think that they want it to be solved on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. Like they want, I would think Monday, Tuesday, like what is the best day for a news headline? Tuesday is the best day, followed by Wednesday and Thursday. Midweek days, high engagement, backlog of Monday emails. So Monday might not even be the day. I think it could be like Monday night it gets solved. So then like, or like early Tuesday morning wee hours, and then like people wake up and they're like, what? It was solved? Like Tuesday, the golden day. I mean, ultimately, like, yes, this thing could be solved at any point, but they hold the keys to like really letting us solve it, and that means that they can basically pick the day that they want it to be solved. And it seems like that's what they're doing, is they're flexing that power and being like, no hints today. Oh, you want hints? Yeah, I take a different view of things. Like, whoop-de-doo. This part about whenever you meet someone for the first time, you think is going to be important, you want to remember the entire moment and lock in its details. I feel like that's like such a random way of describing it that it was making me think like maybe that's important in some way. But I was scrolling on just like social media or whatever, and I saw a clip from Steve-O's podcast, Wild Ride, and it was Mr. Beast talking about taking photos with fans. And he says, like, anytime I take a photo with a fan, like, I have to remember that, like, you know, I do this all the time, but like this is like the first time and only time they're gonna meet me, and like I have to like be present in the moment and like, you know, make it special for them or whatever. And it just seemed very similar to like him talking about like meeting someone for the first time and remembering the moment, like the language of this clue. This podcast came out like a month ago, and it is actually a really good listen if anyone's interested. Like I feel like Steve-O is just like a likable guy, so like I don't know, Mr. B seemed like he was having a good time on this podcast. But yeah, I don't know if that matters at all, but it was just reminding me of this conversation from this podcast. And then the other weird thing about this is that spoiler alert, Mr. Beast did like a Beast Games video with celebrities like a few weeks back, and Steve-O won it, and he won $1 million on there. So I don't know. I mean, we're competing for $1 million in this puzzle. The language of this interview seems similar, and then it's also with the guy who just won $1 million on the channel. I'm not saying that there's a connection there, but I'm not saying there's not. It just like I don't know. It stuck out to me as just potentially something interesting, but he could easily do some tie to something. I have no idea. Social media Beast Guy, you can see Phone Shark Games. They've been doing 2 like updates a day. Like they'll be like, here's the top part of the hint, and here's the hint, and here's another post, and here's the hint. And then like we get to day 20, and even they like gave up. They're like, all right, like guys, we're just getting nothing right now. Like I'm tired. So even these, you know, people who are getting paid to do this are taking days off on social media. So maybe I don't know. It's just relatable, I guess. Poly Market, as you can see, February 28th has come and gone. It seems like nobody solved this because it's closing out to no answer on here. March 15th, people think 73%. March 31st, 80. I feel like if it's not solved by March 31st, I am going to be a little sad. But who knows? I still think it could be right around the corner, but It's just no telling at this point. They hold the keys to when they're gonna let us solve this, and for now we're just kind of dust in the wind. I think that someone on YouTube commented on one of my videos that like there's no point of even trying to solve the real puzzle. It's like we might as well just try to do that whole direct path theory of what was available day one and solving it that way. And like as time goes on, I just agree with that more and more, because it's like at least for the direct path theory, like we know we have everything for that, versus the way that we're solving like the main puzzle is just so like piecemeal and so like just getting breadcrumbs, and it's just sad because it's like we want to solve it, but I don't know, we can't. Like even now that we have this whole numbers thing, which I think is probably the answer, it's like what do we do with that? What does that mean? I have no idea, and we're still just left wondering like what are we doing. Speaking of which, we can look at some YouTube comments. Did anybody ever figure out the big thing all the location names have in common? I haven't. I don't know if anyone has either. Let's just look in location names. Let's look in Discord and see if anyone. Therefore, the decoded clue is very likely troll. This fits perfectly. Feels like a Mr. Beast style misdirection to simple answer puzzle. I could see that. How are you getting trolled though? What does that mean? People took the city solutions and then I'm in the process of reorganizing their data. They give us a daily clue. Take the first two letters. I don't even know. I have no idea what these people are talking about. How we got cash tent though, named after location name. Something we need to do, and they gave us a clue about the location. I mean, this is back on 225. Yeah, I haven't seen any answer to the location names, but it's just one of those things where it's like we're always they give us a new hint, we're thinking about something new, and it's like we still have to reconcile like the outstanding hints that we have. It feels like we're still just missing something on that. I mean, I think pretty much at this point all the location names are known or 99% known to where we'd be able to figure out what they have in common if it was, I don't know, if it was able to be figured out. So Russell also said, I've spent the day forming circles around the globe, all green by the way, and it looks like all I have is a mess. Yeah, we used this website to plot stuff, and yeah, I agree with Russell that all I was getting was a bunch of lines, and it's like, what am I doing with these? This is just a big mess. To be honest, everything looks like a red herring. I've still been trying to decode the cipher on the vault. Spare Dragon, I agree. It's the more we solve puzzles, the more I'm like, did we need to do that? Did that matter for anything? Lao said, how did you insert those cities in the RAWs? Not sure if the reason I can't insert them is because I'm working from an iPad. I don't know if you're talking about this tool. But yeah, I was just dragging and dropping those. So probably because you're on an iPad, unless you just weren't trying to drag them. Michael said, locations are the easy part. We have all the puzzles solved. All locations are out. What we don't have is any direct direction. I don't disagree with that. We have all these answers, but what are they for is the big question. He said it's insane. 100 plus locations, no direction, just slow leaked hints with no actual hint. Got to keep us using that Slack bot that does nothing. Yeah, frustration. I hear you. Cassie said if we can figure out each row and the three locations together that go through each answer, then we can get the phrase or answer. I was talking about the car, boat, or the order of that. I think that this was like 2 days ago, so that is now what we solved into numbers for this half. If you don't have that yet, you probably do because you were on top of this. Is there anyone who has all 91 locations solved and confirmed? I believe so, or at least 99% I've seen. I don't know if I've actually seen 91 somewhere documented together, but definitely like guesses on a couple of them or one or two of them. And I think this was all stuff from the other day. Who submitted 100? I haven't had any more attempts since day 4. Yeah, some people are getting cut off. I don't know. If you've been spamming hundreds of answers, like you've been wrong. So not worried if people were spamming them. If you got cut off for doing it, I would imagine they'd let you do it now. But yeah, that's interesting. Salesforce, subscribe. Like I've been like just rewatching this bank or this Super Bowl ad, just being like, maybe I could find the direct path. Maybe something's gonna click, and it's like, yeah, it's not gonna click. Beast Games episode 2 up there, which is cool. Beast Games I thought was wicked good this season. Mr. Beast on Stevo talked about that. What did I Google here? Best day for a news headline, Tuesday. Cool. Yeah, Discord, not a lot going on in here. Then I found hints on how to decide location 1 versus location 3 order. I don't know what that necessarily means. Serious Hunters, general, brute forcing anagrams. Yeah, it's just not much going on. Like I said, no calls of anyone being in here. Big theories. Just not much going on. The well is dried up on clues, unfortunately. So that maybe that's like just what I should be doing, is like going way harder on, say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then like weekend just being like, this is the time to chill, because they're not gonna have this solved on the weekend because they wouldn't get as good of a news buzz off of it. And the whole point of this is to generate buzz, and they control when this thing ends. So yeah, nothing that really sticks out in Discord. I just don't see what people could be talking about from this clue, because it's just, whenever you meet someone for the first time, somebody you think is going to be important. Not that they, I mean, I don't know. You want to remember the entire moment and lock in its details. It's almost like making me want to like go back from this whole thing and like just jot down like stuff that I know is important versus stuff that maybe is just a red herring. But I don't know. It just feels like wasted time at this point until we get more of a hint. Hint 21 should be coming March 1st, Sunday. Hopefully that's something big and can go live for that and keep the momentum going, but we'll see. Not much for right now. What can I say for today's notes? We'll say trips by Romy appears to solve to the following. Numbers for this half would smell as sweet as one. Rose from Titanic / Titanic Coupe. Dude, I don't know. And then what else did that person say? They're like, the person who's getting clowned on. Beauty and the Beast. What are the characters? It was Beauty and the Beast characters. I feel like Beauty and the Beast is like something that like AI will spit out at you. Belle. Beast. What is Rose? What does Rose have to do with Beauty and the Beast? Did he say Rose? Is this a big part of the movie? Okay, I admittedly I don't know if I've like seen this movie in a long time. Okay, so that seems reasonable. Miss, I feel like this can't be as strong as the Titanic hoop thing though. Miss Maybell. The more I'm typing this out, the more I'm like, there's no way that this is what this is. Could be Rose from Titanic. Could be, but way less likely. Yeah, I don't think it's Beauty and the Beast, but I don't know. Maybe it could be. This is just funny. Miss May Bell from the bank. I don't know. What else do we have for notes? We'll just say hints are running dry. Is that what I'm trying to say? Is that what the well is running dry? If I say it's running dry, yeah, completely exhausted or used up. Okay, hints are running dry. Feels like we are just waiting for more hints to be able to move forward. And then I'll say, because of this dynamic, whoa, look at me go. Because of this dynamic, Mr. Beast / sales, I'll just say they control when the puzzle, they effectively control, because technically it could be solved at any point, but they effectively control when the puzzle could be solved if they are looking to maximize the marketing, or like the marketing, they're looking to maximize the news they're looking to, I don't know how to say, they're looking to maximize the marketing potential, then they would want to have this end on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'll say could even be a Monday night hint that gets solved Monday night / wee hours of Tuesday morning. Anything else? Probably won't get big hints on a Friday or a Saturday, I'll say. Or probably Sunday either, but or even Sunday. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. All right, hints are running dry. Trips by Romy. Is there anything else I want to say for right now? I feel like no. Talked about Steve-O. That's not really worth noting. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I think that's all I got for right now. 228. What's the latest? I'll just say latest notes. Trisavi's tab on the beast.travel website. I think that's good. So that's all I got for right now. It's like I said, the hints are running dry. We're not getting much for right now. If you think that, like I do, that they're gonna do this around the news cycle, maybe it makes sense to wait. I guess I'll keep my what do? I do my predicted finish date. I still think it could be the 2nd. I'm gonna say Tuesday 2nd, the night of March 2nd, into the wee hours of March 3rd. Probably cope. Yeah. All right. That's all I got. I'm gonna read these notes again just to farm a YouTube clip out of it. Thanks to anyone who watched the stream. Take a quick sip of my drink. I think there was one more thing I wanted to say, but it's not coming to me. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me, but I'm going to do a stream Sunday, March 1st for hint 21. So if I do have anything, I'll talk about it then. But we have Saturday, February 28th, latest notes. Trips by Romy on the Beast Travel website. The puzzle we got with the 40 slots of 3 blanks that they've been, filling out a little bit piece by piece. We think that solves to numbers for this half. Would smell as sweet as 1. So basically each of these rows gave us a letter based on the middle piece here. First it goes cars, and then the horses, and then the planes for the total of 40 puzzles. And assuming that this is correct, each of these gives us a letter which solves to numbers for this half. Would smell as sweet as 1. In terms of what we're doing with this, still don't know. We still have no idea. I think that this could maybe mean numbers for the first half of the final answer. Maybe it's a 50 number answer, and so the first 25 have to do with this. Or if it's a 20 number answer, the first 10 have to do with this. If it is just numbers, it would probably be like the full 50 or something, so people couldn't just guess it randomly. But would smell as sweet as 1. Still don't necessarily know what we're doing with this or what these numbers would be for, but think that this part about the smell could be rose, and that could be like Rose from Titanic hoop, which we've been talking about. I have no idea, just theories people have thrown out. Another one that's probably a lot less likely, but people are talking Beauty and the Beast. Miss Maybelle. Belle is the character from Beauty and the Beast, and Maybelle is the bank lady, and there's like a rose, I guess, in Beauty and the Beast. I don't think that this is that likely. It's probably the Titanic hoop thing, but these could both be wrong as well. Just my thoughts from theories I've seen from people throwing out there. In general, though, hints are running dry. We're just not getting good hints right now. Like, before they were maybe pretending to give us good hints. Now they're like not even pretending. They're almost taunting us in a way, being like, no hints for you. It feels like we're just waiting for more hints to be able to move forward. Sad to say, we're 3 weeks into this. We've done all we can. We just need hints. We need something that gives us direction and tells us how to move forward. And I just said, because of this dynamic, they, meaning Mr. Beast, Salesforce, the puzzle creators, effectively control when the puzzle will be solved. If they are looking to maximize the marketing potential of this, then they would want to have this end on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to capitalize on like the news cycle of that's like the best time to like release news and have people talk about it. It could even be a Monday night hint that gets solved, Monday night into the wee hours of Tuesday morning. But point being, we probably won't get big hints on like a Friday or a Saturday or even a Sunday, because if the puzzle got solved on a Saturday, it would get buried in the news, and it wouldn't make sense from like a marketing POV to do it on that day of the week. And ultimately, this is a marketing campaign for Salesforce, and they would want to generate as much buzz as they can, I would think. Predicted finish date, I am saying the night of March 2nd, 2026, which is a Monday, contrary to what I just said. But then I said into the wee hours of March 3rd. So, Tuesday morning, Tuesday at like 2 a.m., someone solves it. And then you wake up on Tuesday and you're like, oh my God, it's solved. And people talk about it all week. Probably cope. That's probably cope. We probably got another month of this thing, another couple weeks, bunch more days. Who knows? But that's my guess. I'm sticking to it. That's all I got for right now. Just not a lot to talk about, sadly. But we're going to keep the momentum going, and hopefully we do get a big hint soon. Thank you to everyone who watched.